Let me tell you a chilling story that happened just last month in New York's Central Park. It was one of those crisp autumn evenings when the leaves were dancing in the wind, and the setting sun cast long shadows across the winding paths. James, a regular jogger in the park, noticed her for the first time near Bethesda Fountain. She was wearing a vintage white dress that seemed to float around her, and her dark hair cascaded down her back in gentle waves. There was something ethereal about her, but James just thought she had one of those naturally graceful personalities. They started meeting regularly at sunset. Her name was Emily, and she always appeared at the same spot, never carrying a phone, always in that same beautiful white dress. James was completely smitten. They would talk for hours, walk through the park, and eventually their relationship blossomed into something more intimate. His friends started noticing changes in him. He was losing weight, looking paler, and seemed constantly tired. When they joined him in the park, they found it strange that Emily would never join them for dinner or coffee. In fact, they never saw her enter or leave the park. One evening, Marcus, James's best friend, decided to follow them discreetly. What he saw, or rather what he didn't see, terrified him. James was walking alone, talking and laughing with thin air, occasionally leaning in as if kissing someone who wasn't there. They tried to tell James the truth. They showed him historical records of a young woman named Emily, who had died in Central Park in 1892, wearing a white dress after being jilted at the altar. They showed him how her description matched perfectly with James's Emily. But James wouldn't listen. Even today, if you visit Central Park at sunset, you might see a man in running clothes talking and laughing with someone who isn't there. And if you look closely, you might catch a glimpse of a white dress disappearing behind the trees and hear the echo of a woman's laughter carried on the evening breeze. Some say love transcends death, but sometimes love can blur the line between the living and the dead. And in Central Park, that line becomes particularly thin when the sun sets.